Why, hello there. That adjusted. Okay. Let's do this. Make sure we're set to not make noises there. All right. Okay. Get that. Get that. Still kind of getting things ready, but it was time to go. So let's roll here. I forgot to start the database. We'll need that here in a second. We were going to fix up the skills and attributes UI. So, get this. Containers. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's running. Okay. So we got two things. First thing is, let's fix the. Do you want to fix help? No. Let's fix the layout page first. So skills and attributes, the page layout. It needs to be. This needs to come over. It's only when it's clicked on. Okay, so when it's expanded, things get wonky. Let's go back here real quick. So there's a gap there. These guys don't fit anymore. And then when we click on them, they do, but they get resized. That's weird. Let's see what we can do about this. So this is going to be item tiles. Okay. The other thing is, that's all kinds of wonky too. Okay, so the first time we click anything, it wiggles. There is a bug open for that. And I know because I opened it. But, on select, we set you selected. Updater, okay. Our tile. Name, okay. So you're supposed to be 30% of the parent width. Which it looks about correct. We set you to grow on the X. Name container. Why did we do that? New label text, name container, description. New label text. Our description set text wrap false. This should maybe it was in the other one that we did status effects. Item details. ID name. It wasn't here. It was in the button. Text. No. Leave that alone for just a second. There was a way to set overflow on the text that made it not grow. But back in, it's like this doesn't get the correct growth. Okay, let's take a look at that first. Skills and attributes. Get the items, add the items. Skill manager and attribute manager. Okay. Delete item. Save item. Get skills. Get at. Look up the UUID. Manager. We're going to be in widget. This is the manager code that goes inside there for the manipulating the data. This guy. So we set you to grow. Set you to column. Give you border. Add the header. Add the body. Left pane. So you're set to grow. If you're active, we give you a max X. We set the right border. Oh gosh. Why does clicking on you make you grow? And why is this broken? Up until we mouse over. Why didn't we put this in? Why didn't we put our stuff inside of a grid? My brain is just jello today. Columns 2. Oh, we did put you in a grid. That's why you're in W. But that's just a container. Ah, right, name label. We put you in there. We set your minimax so you're 30. This grows on the X though, so that should fill the space. In our widget, left pane grows set true, so it should fill. And then item list, we have padding on top. We set you to grow, set the gap. Enable items. This is also set to grow. Did we do a grid here? No, because when we click on you, we do stuff. I think that's why we didn't do that. This should probably be... Let's put this into its own... Oops. Oh, we did. We literally do right there. Duh. So maker... But this should be... We don't have anything set on this. Okay. Why do we... SW... If this widget is active... We give this a max width. And then a width on the border on the right. So this would be when it is clicked. But... So... Active... Active... That border... Gap there. This guy doesn't fill. Why not? Confused by that. Oh, right. Okay, so when we do this, active gives it that border, right? Gotcha. It's for I'm thinking of the wrong widget. This is for the left pane only. Right. Okay. Otherwise, it grows to fill, but when active, maxes at 30% of parent width. Okay. So then we're going into our item list here. Item, make an item tile. Okay. We have our body. We have our left pane. Where's our header? Header's right here. Grows on the X. It is clickable. So it's true. Hoverable. If this is active. Okay. We center all. So why don't you grow completely? There's a little bit of a wonky wiggle there. That would have to be set bottom. Is that gaps is set to 0. Set to column. Inactive width. If it's not active. Set a vertical margin. Make it clickable. Why do we do that? Set vertical of 50 dp. Margin set vertical. Let's take a quick peek. The inspector here. Header. You're set to grow. There's a gap set. That shouldn't matter though. And if we were to do that, nothing changed, nor did I expect it to. Hoverable, scrollable, attend, click. Throw on the X. It would have to be from the parent, I would think. Column. We grow. Margin. I wonder if the body is growing after and pushing it out. I'm noticing this little gap too. Write the style. 0, 0. Oh, it didn't make it better. Made it worse. Alright, it might make it worse. Oops. That would kind of be the thing that might push that out, though, is a gap. Not sure that I trust that that test really. Body. If we zero the gap, what does that give me? It does kill that for some reason. Interesting. Okay. So we know that parent width is not the best thing, but we need to for inactive reasons. So you grow. Jeez, you grow. Where's the... You're set to grow. Styles column. Gap 0. Okay. So you fill up the space. Header comes in, grows. It's the bottom border. Gap is 0. I wonder if there's some kind of a border still on here somehow. Let's double check. Wrong button. Inspect this again. Do this. Okay. It's weird as the body goes all the way over, header doesn't. This widget. Look at our style. Grow. No gap. Scroll bar width, but that should be like this, which is not the same width as that. Column. If we swap you stay until we click over here somewhere. Basically is what we're learning. Okay. What's the order of operations over here? We create that. Style our frame. I bet you that needs to go into the maker. Well, no, I think we do that in other widgets. Let's look at map widget. Except for you won't be in init, you'll be in build view grid. This is not a good example because map widget is very, very different. We can look at the status fix though. That's going to be very similar. So our holy cow. It's our manager. For the data, it's going to be just widget, I think. And we do a little basic styling here. And that works. What's that for now? I'm not in that land. Okay. We do a little bit more with this, but it's working over here. Okay. You're a column, we add the header, we add the body. If we take out the paint really quick, both of them, just for funsies, what do we get? Layout wise. Oh, things are broken, that's what. I think I'm just missing one of those. Okay. Because now we're trying to put things into stuff that doesn't exist. Whoops. Okay. So we can't do that. You grow on the X and the Y. Styles column, overflow scroll. We set the gap in there. And that's in a maker. For our maker, we do all this stuff. Minimax set to 100% of the parent width, 10% of parent height. We could do this. And then do that maybe. That's just for the footer, but that fixed this gap. Okay, so it needs to grow instead of parent width being hard specified. Makes sense because they did say parent width is a little sketchy still. So for our header, it's the footer. We grow on the X. Crap. What makes you... a specific height. Is it just your contents? It's almost like the internal center all. If I'm active, make me hoverable. I'll give you vertical padding. Because you're in the maker, you just go in here. What is it's just the W on click, okay. Well, why? Why you do this? Center all. Grow X is one. Don't use pyramid there. We'd use it for the for this, but that shouldn't matter at that point. Let's push on a little bit and see if we can figure out where that gap comes from. The body. Body. We are in the body. This is the maker for the body. Item frames W. Do anything with that anywhere? Set the active children. And clear them. Okay. It's all just fine. Our maker for item list. Go through the available items. Add them in here. No. Struct set active. To call an update when we add you. Which I'm not actually sure we need. We do need our on click, but Still there, but what clear selections, add the footer, add new, detail pane. You're set to grow. And all of this lives inside of the body maker. Right? Right. This should really be let's say well, if it's active, that is set. Okay. So why? Why you do this? I guess we could do that for when we're active, so that we're hard set to 30%, and then let the other widget figure out how to grow. It's not the right button. This one. Okay, so that fixes the growy part. So it wasn't growing, essentially, is what we're finding. Shark Studios is here? Not sure I know a Shark Studios. It pushes this off too. This should have a if you comment that back out, put it back in. So we don't have a bottom border, which we should, but let's check body. It's because we put the border on this, but header has a border width on the bottom. Gap was 0. Why don't you show? Because you're just set to grow. There's nothing fancy going on here. Something is pushing you out. Um... But let's see. Wait yet. Just data manip. Attributes, skills and attributes. We just plonk you in here, right? Set you. Toggle them active. Toggle funk. Twitch. Toggle does that and triggers an update. What if we did this and then lifted our Dealy Whopper here? Listed update up into the editor main. The wrapper window here. Frame. Wrapper frame here. Okay, it still pushes it out. Interesting. So that means, well, it leads me to believe that there's not really a, it's not like a timing issue of when things get updated to figure them out. We would have to do... If you're not active, you have a max X, but you don't have a min X. Could be part of it, I suppose. Okay. Like completely kills that border for some reason. That didn't do anything, so let's take you out. It's not active. We give it a max. Otherwise, it's just allowed to grow. This should still allow it to grow when it's not active. And theoretically, you should figure it out. It's 20. Very confused. Let's do a quick test. We'll just take this out really quick. This out really quick. This out really quick. What happens if we just have one of you in here? Let you be. Okay. You can kind of see that one. Bottom just gets pushed off. It's almost like the grow doesn't take into account the border. I wonder. If we did... this should be... not width, but height minus DP. 4 on each side, so 8. Am I allowed to do that? No. String to value, custom. I thought there was a conversion in here. Just iota. What's units values? All possible value. That doesn't help me. I want docs. Bump, 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 bump. You down there. Dots. Units. Value. Be like a function on value. Dots to pixels, DP, EH. Sizes. VW value to dots. The heck is a VW? A view width? Percentage of viewport seen width. Okay. I guess it could also be. Let's take this in a different direction. Our header that we add. We don't have a margin there. I thought for a second we had a margin. If we take the border out of here just for funsies, what happens? Nothing. Okay. So it's not there. If we were to take header out entirely... Hey, yeah, do the thing. Oops. With this then... It would. Okay, so that's part of it in some way, shape, or form. Obviously, taking that out is not going to do what we want it to. I wonder if it's because the height doesn't get figured out until we put in the label text. What if I was to do... What if we grow on both in the headerland and we say s dot max dot y dot pH is 15? What would happen if we did that? Oops. It would still push everything off if we made you 5. That help at all? Not really is the answer. It's like it pushes everything down, which is weird. Doesn't do it now though, except for it doesn't account for the border. The border may well be a Cogent bug. We would probably have to repro that. The rest of it, though... Oh, we still have the other issue where putting this in, things don't get accounted for either. We probably have to repro both of these, I think. So that we can do... So that we know if it's something we've screwed up or if it's a bug. And then we'd have to do a bug report. I think that's got to be our next step. Oops. But I cannot brain today. I think I'm going to call a little early. I'm going to go to bed early. Work is kicking my butt. I'm hoping to get more acclimated to things. It'll be easier. But here for now, what we're going to do is we're going to say we need to do a Cogent repro on header pushing bottom border off screen. Let's just do this to do. Need to do a Cogent repro on the toggly panels pushing the corner off into one another. Let's leave the note and I'm going to go do nothing. I'm going to go to bed. So thanks to everybody who swung by. It's kind of like the last day of streaming for me for the week. I should be back on Friday, hopefully a little less fried and frazzled and just useless. So sorry for the short stream. I'd love to see you again, and if not, have a great week anyway. We'll catch you some other time down the road. Thanks again, everybody.